Hey guys, so through this screencast I'm going to be describing the research that I did throughout my fall semester this year. It was on place-based learning. So place-based learning is a practice that all teachers use to help students connect to place and have an experience based on the topics that they are being taught in the classroom. Place-based learning looks different in every setting, but some examples might be to go on field trips to local areas, create an outdoor classroom, and utilize the knowledge of community members to enhance learning experiences. Students will make deeper connections with the topics they are learning about while also interacting with the place that they are learning in. Through this research, I found that there are many benefits as well as many barriers that come into play when creating a place-based learning experience for these students. So first I wanted to talk about the benefits of place-based learning. So throughout the research that I did, I found 6 benefits, but there are certainly more to be found through future research. So the first that I found was improvement of literacy skills. This is an important aspect because of the emphasis that has been put on literacy skills in education recently. The researchers have shown that this way of teaching can be beneficial to improving scores, which makes it appealing to schools in need of that extra push towards achievement. The second benefit is an increase in student motivation. Giving students a reason to love learning is always important when it comes to what they learn. This gives an interactive and exciting new take on the topics generally taught using a textbook. The third benefit is an increase in empathy to place. Students in rural schools often receive their educations, go on to higher education, and never return to the place that they once called home. Place-based learning is a great way to combat this sequence of events by providing an education that creates a connection to the place where they are learning. Students who are more connected to their home are more likely to come back after receiving a higher education and contribute to the community. The fourth benefit is more opportunities for multidisciplinary teaching. The activities and experiences created through learning using place allows for more subject areas to be integrated in. This can be helpful as there are many standards to be taught, and being able to teach students more than one subject area at a time using a mode that will help them connect with their learning is extremely beneficial. The fifth benefit is teacher growth. Many of the research articles talked about the need for collaboration and the increase in creativity that teachers experienced. While this is not only helping the students learn the material in a more creative way, it is also helping the teachers to grow in their practice and think differently about the topics that they are teaching. The sixth and final benefit that I found through this research is a greater impact on students with special needs. This aspect was only a side note in one of the findings, but is an extremely important benefit to point out. Not all students learn in the same way, especially special education students, and place-based education can be a way of reaching all students at the same time. These activities can be so differentiated that each student is learning the material, but in a way that they can meaningfully connect and remember. Overall, there are many positive aspects of incorporating place in the classroom, and these 6 benefits are only skimming the surface. While there are many benefits, there are also barriers that need to be taken into consideration when thinking about implementing a place-based learning program. I found 5 through the research that I investigated, but like the benefits, there are more to be discussed. The first barrier is relevance. This is important in 2 different ways. The material and activities must be relevant to the curriculum and to what the students are expected to know about the topic, but it also has to be relevant to the students' experiences. If both of these are not in place during the teaching, the students will not be getting what they need out of the experience. The second barrier is state-mandated curriculum. As I said earlier, there is a huge emphasis on standards and the importance of state-mandated testing. The curriculum that schools use may or may not allow for activities to be done outside of what is expected to be taught. While this may be able to be bypassed by the fact that multidisciplinary teaching is easier using place-based education, it is still a barrier due to the stresses put on teachers by school administrators and state mandates. The third barrier is time. This is related to the fact that there is so much material that teachers are expected to have covered within a single school year. Many teachers feel as though they barely have enough time to teach what needs to be covered, let alone teaching it in a creative way that potentially takes away from other important topics. Time has always been a topic of discussion in the field of education, but it is talked about intensely when trying to put a new program in place. Programs such as these require more planning and may take away from learning time throughout the day that is generally allotted to other subject areas. Compensating for the lost time can be difficult, this is an important barrier to take into consideration. A fourth barrier is the support of the teachers or administrators within the school. While there are many benefits to help persuade people into place-based learning is a great opportunity to help students learn, not everyone is going to agree. It is difficult to try to utilize this way of teaching if the administrator in your school feels strongly against these types of experiences. Same goes for an administrator who wants to see some of these learning experiences in their school. If the teachers disagree, it is going to be difficult to persuade them to create these activities in their classrooms. A fifth and final barrier is lack of funding. While many of these learning experiences are based in the community and are not far away, it may be difficult for the school to produce the materials needed, the transportation, or even to pay for admission to some activities that may enhance the students' learning. This is most definitely a barrier, but there are also some ways of combating it. While activities outside of the school are beneficial, many activities can be done inside as well with the collaboration of community members and school staff. Overall, these barriers can inhibit the process of implementing a program, but the benefits should be taken into consideration alongside this discussion. If a whole school is committed to the education of their students, it will be easier to get through these barriers and provide an amazing learning experience for each and every student. Thanks for watching.